right, good evening everyone and welcome to the cage here at Landrum High School. Started right in the nick of time. Alrighty, so looks like we are ready and set for the tip-off. Again, no JV game tonight. This is our only contest of the evening. Varsity girls, Chesnee and Landrum coming up here in just a moment. Looks like Savannah Brown is going to be tipping off against, that is Camilla Blair for Chesnee. And Brown wins the tip-off. It's brought in by Mulaney Hines, and Landrum will start the game off with the ball. Kind of flipping it around and going right for the long two. Overshot and brought back in by the Eagles. Landrum's first possession ends quickly. That was brought back in by number 20, Mallory Hayes. And back over to Hayes. Well, check that. That is Shenandoah Bishop, I believe, and now back to Bishop. Had to do a double take on that name. It's quite a long one, and then Camilla Blair able to sink a three for the first points of the game. And driving inside, almost lost it, got it over to Savannah Brown, and now a long pass, that one is knocked out of the air. And now for the long two, that was number 21, Molly Ellinger, able to get things back within one point. And now Chesnee on the move for something, and they get called for a foul. So this one is going back to the Lady Cardinals. Molly Ellinger will check it in. Ellinger gets it. Back over to Ellinger now, and I think they're trying to set up Hines. Instead, they go all the way across the court, now working their way inside, set it up, and Landrum has the lead at 4-3. And here we go, got a camera freeze. You haven't missed much yet. Chesnee, gets caught in a trap block and somehow makes their way out of it. And going for the layup, no. Brought back in by the Eagles for a moment, and then I think we've got a foul. This one against Landrum, and it looks like Bishop is headed to the line. First shot for Bishop goes off the rim. Second shot for Bishop is good. We got a tied game at 4-4. And Kara Knight taking her time getting down the court. And there she is. Gets it over to Ellinger, and Ellinger trying to flip it inside over to, it was Kara Knight, I believe. Ray Upton was the one making her way down the court. And Landrum able to add 2 more onto their lead. And a nice bat out there by Upton. Still going to go in favor of the Lady Eagles. But nice defensive play there. This Chesnee offense sputtering already after taking that early 3-0 lead. Just over 2 minutes into this one, and now Chesnee has one of their players get called for traveling. That's Camilla Blair again. And now, just like that, Landrum has the ball once more with 5:53 to go in the first period. And Ellinger took a step in, now wants out, gets it over to Knight, and Knight for the long 3 and overshoots. Rebounded by Savannah Brown, can't do it on the first try. Second try, I think she got called for a foul. And Savannah Brown now headed to the line for the Lady Cardinals. And first shot for Brown is no good. She usually lights out on those, kind of uncharacteristic there. Second shot is good. So neither team has had a 2-possession lead yet, but Landrum is certainly close, up by 3. And Chesnee able to escape from that trap block. Now driving inside and lost the ball, taken away by the Lady Cardinals. Our camera can't keep up. And that was Ray Upton with the easy layup, and now Landrum has a 2-score lead, up 9-4 over the Lady Eagles, and we've got a whistle. And I think we got a foul going against the Lady Cardinals here. And Bree Smith for the Lady Eagles will hang on. And Bishop flips it over to number 4, that's Jamaica Evans. And Evans tried to send it inside, risky pass, but they get away with it. And now Blair sends it, another risky pass. This one up for grabs and taken away for a moment by the Lady Cardinals. Instead, it's Chesnee, and now working Blair under some serious heat, and now it's taken away. Bray Upton making her way down the court, slinging it, got Mulaney Hines inside, no. And Landrum gets the rebound, and now they've got it, up 11-4 over Chesnee. And now Evans under some heat, got it over to number 20. Now Smith trying to work the inside. No, that shot is batted up and taken away by the Lady Cardinals. Molly Ellinger going inside for Brown, and Brown does what she can to keep it in place. Somehow gets it over to one of her teammates, and now Landrum trying to get something going. Not going to happen on this possession. Taken away by Bree Smith, trying to go coast to coast, and she lost the ball. But it looks like Chesnee is going to hang on to it. Mia Blair looking to check this one in. Risky pass, but it's brought back in by Smith. And now Smith gets it over to number 20. That's Mallory Hayes. Hayes flipping it out to Blair. Shot almost blocked, and it's off the mark. Rebounded by Smith, and then off the mark again. Chesnee still has it. And now going for 3 is Bishop. She can't connect. And eventually, it's brought back in by Molly Ellinger for the Lady Cardinals. And Kara Knight going to take her time making her way down the court here. Knight flips it to Ellinger. Ellinger going for the long 3. This one off the front of the rim. Still up for grabs. And brought in by Ellinger. Finds Knight alone. And that one no good either. And this one is brought back in by the Lady Eagles. Blair trying to go coast to coast. Sends it up. Got it. 11-6 in favor of Chesnee. And now Ellinger flips it outside. Knight going for 3 again. This one a little too short. Rebounded by Landrum. Ellinger for the long 2. No, and brought back in by Evans for the Lady Eagles. And oh, a nice steal there by Ellinger, but she couldn't bring it back in. It'll stay with the Lady Eagles. And going right for the three-pointer, it's Evans. No, and this one batted up. Still going, and that is Mulaney Hines. Unable to sink it there. Jump ball. Hines comes down with it. No whistle yet. Still going, and nice to avoid the traveling call there. Landrum has it. And now Molly Ellinger kind of slowing things down. They're trying to set up Hines for three. This one, man, the net barely even moved. What a shot for Mulaney Hines. This is Bishop making her way down the court for the Lady Eagles. Drives right into Brown, and I think they're going to call a blocking foul against Brown. Yep, there's the signal, number 35. So Bishop headed to the line. Landrum up 14-6. Bishop can make it 14-8. First shot, no good. And that second shot rolls in. Landrum up by 7. And now Ellinger looked like a three-pointer. Instead, it's a risky pass inside to Brown, and Brown did come down with it, but it's taken away by Bree Smith, who gets it to Blair. Now Blair trying to go coast to coast. No, and it heads out of bounds. They're going to keep it with Chesnee. And Blair sends it over to Evans. Evans gets it to Bishop, back to Evans now. Might have a clear lane, instead opts to get it to Smith, who almost lost it. And then I think that was Mulaney Hines forcing the jump ball. So this is going to stay with the Eagles. But that possession arrow goes back to Landrum, something to keep an eye on. And now a substitution, Berea Upton and Savannah Brown out. Got number 12. Yeah, that's going to be Anna Cooper and McKenna Harris in the game now. Oh, and this one loose! And brought in by Kara Knight. And another risky pass goes awry for the Lady Eagles. Trying to set something up, working inside. This one loose and brought in by Chesnee. Bishop hightailing it down the court. Almost lost the ball. Instead gets it outside to Blair, who flips it to Smith, who flips it to Evans. Back to Smith, back to Blair, back to Bishop. Nice setup and no dice. Right into the hands of Mulaney Hines, who is really fighting her way down the court. Now gets it over to Knight. Risky pass inside, going for the high shot. No. And there's a tussle, and Bree Smith has it, but they're going to call that traveling on the ground and lifted a foot up. So this one's going back to the Lady Cardinals. 1:24 to play in the first, and that shot no good. Oh, and then Anna Cooper sent it off the underside of the backboard. Got a little excited, didn't really set her feet on that one. And it will be Chesnee ball. Smith checks it into Blair. Haven't seen a single substitution for Chesnee so far. Could be something to keep an eye on. Looks like they've only got 9 players active today. And really flipping it around, trying to work Bishop inside, and they've got, that's Mallory Hayes, the center, left alone. So make it 14-9. And they're gonna call out a three-pointer. Molly Ellinger able to sink one. And now a long two for Blair. This one off the mark and brought in by Hines. Hines, the reigning Cardinal Athlete of the Week after a 19-point game a few days ago. A shot for Ellinger off the mark and brought back in by the Eagles. 20 seconds to play in the first period now. Chesnee in need of a spark late. Trying to work Evans on the outside. They get it to Smith. Clock continues to run, closing in on 10 seconds now. Smith sends it up, no, and brought back in by McKenna Harris. Harris making her way down the court. This is going to be the last possession of the first. And running out of time, just going to sling it up there. And Nothing for either side at the very tail end of that one, but an exciting first period comes to a close. Landrum up 17-9 when we come back. So both sides getting the troops rallied over on the sideline. Landrum first to head out onto the court. No substitutions for the Lady Cardinals, or at least it doesn't appear that way. Nope, got a new player in number 21. Carter Newton back in the game now for the Lady Cardinals. And this is Harris trying to go inside to Newton, sends it up and has the layup. Easy points for the Cardinals to start out the second period with a quick 19-9 lead, up by 10, make it a 4-possession game. And now Bishop sends it inside to Smith, going right for the shot, off the front of the rim and brought back in by, that's Anna Cooper, gets it over to Knight, and Knight gonna slow things down. She flips it to Harris. Harris looking, still looking, under some serious heat, and I think they're going to call, I think we got a timeout called by Landrum to prevent a turnover there. So Landrum will hang on to the ball, 7:17 to go before halftime. Landrum able to notch 2 points on their first possession, then got a takeaway after that, so they'll have the ball here in a moment. And working away across the court, Anna Cooper under some serious heat finds that's Knight, and now Knight really hightailing it. Oh, too tall for Harris. And after all of that, the Cardinals unable to score on that possession. And now Blair flips it out to Evans. Seen a lot of this so far. Chesnee has done a ton of flipping around outside the arc, and again, not a lot to show for it. The shooting issues continue. That shot almost blocked and off the mark, but Smith had a good excuse. There was a hand right in her face on that one. Landrum's defense playing lights out so far, and now Molly Ellinger trying to work the inside. Got it. Landrum hits 20. Make it 21-9. Lady Cardinals up by 12. And, a little bit behind Smith, but she's able to bring it in. Again, have not seen a single substitution yet for Chesnee. The same 5 girls that started the game are still on the court. Gotta wonder if conditioning is going to start factoring into things soon. Doesn't seem to be affecting anything now. Accuracy, the #1 issue for the Eagles. And speak of the devil, this one brought back in and almost sent out of bounds. Smith able to corral it. Now working from the inside and rolls off the rim. Loose and brought in by Molly Ellinger, and she is booking it down the court. Risky pass, but does get it to Anna Cooper. And now they're going to work inside. Harris, no. Loose and brought in by Smith. She has had a busy night. And there they are, just coming into frame now. Smith got it to Blair, and Blair back to Smith. Kind of faked out the defense there. Now Bishop sends it over to Blair, trying to send this one up. High shot, and rebounded by Landrum. And now Molly Ellinger about to outrun the camera, trying to go coast to coast, and felt the pressure closing in from behind. Good defensive play by there, but then Blair able to stop the layup, but then Bishop gets called for traveling, so it's gonna go right back to the Lady Cardinals here. Working outside now, Kara Knight. Oh, and that one knocked out of bounds. Intended for Carter Newton. She's got it back. 5:04 to go in the second, sending it inside to Harris. Harris looking for a way out. Risky. Oh my, that's going to be a push against Evans. Nothing malicious there. I think it just looked worse than it was. Good to see everybody's okay though. And now Newton on a second attempt gets it to Brown, and Savannah Brown back. Oh man! Ripped it right out of Bree Smith's hands. Man, that's one way to score. I'll give her that. That is one way to score. Man, I mean, ripped it right out of Smith's hands and then just started shooting until something happened. And it looks like we finally got a substitution for the Lady Eagles. Tahira Barnes in the game now. And this one up for grabs, kind of knocked around, and I think Chesnee's going to hang on to it. Are they going to call this a shooting foul? Yes, they are. Bree Smith at the line now for the Lady Eagles. Smith's first shot is good. She's 1 for 3 so far tonight. And this one is good. Chesnee able to hit double digits. And Landrum, yeah, and every time, yeah, Kara Knight kind of likes to take leisurely strolls down the court. Everybody else on the team really just hightails it down there. And Savannah Brown rumbling inside, gets it over to Ellinger, and Ellinger can't connect. It's rebounded by who else but at this point but Smith, notching yet another rebound. And now this one's loose. Smith, the jump ball, and this is going back to Chesnee. And now another substitution for the Lady Eagles. Evans checking out. She's replaced by Heaven Kinnison, number 52. Looks like Kinnison's going to be playing that center position. And they send it inside and almost knocked loose. Chesnee able to hang on. Now they're trying Kinnison, and Kinnison gets it out. Trying to find something, really anything at this point, inside or outside. Blair sends it up. Nothing happening there. Second shot, no good, and brought in by Savannah Brown. She gets it to Mulaney Hines back in the game now. Oh, and got a man underneath the goal and can't connect. I think that's Anna Cooper, and drop it. No, check that. It's Carter Newton, and it was up for grabs for a moment. Camera froze. I don't think you missed anything there. And it's going to be a shooting foul going against the Lady Eagles. McKenna Harris at the line now for Landrum. First shot for Harris is good, making a 14-point lead with 3:37 to go in the second. Second shot for Harris is good. Landrum up by 5 scores. And sending it inside to Barnes, and didn't see who shot that one, but it's going to go out of bounds. Smith did what she could to bring it back in, but instead we'll go back to the Lady Cardinals, looking to make this a 6-score game. Kara Knight sends it over to Savannah Brown, and Brown going to try to do it herself, sends it up off the mark. Brought back in, I think that was McKenna Harris with the rebound, but then lost her handle on it. They are going to call this Landrum ball, though. And Newton flips it over to Hines. Hines had that one. I think her arm might have gotten hit as she shot. Oh, and then another takeaway forced by the Landrum defense. Newton sends it up. Something weird happened towards the tail end of that one because just about everybody but Newton stopped moving. And And it will be Chesnee ball. Under 3 to play now in the second period. Again, I just want to stress this. Chesnee only able to suit up 9 players tonight, able to sink a 2-pointer there, but Camilla Blair. Yeah, let me get the camera just here. Camilla Blair, Bishop, and Bishop, Blair, and Smith. Excuse me, got distracted there. Bishop, Blair, and Smith all have not come out of the game so far. They've been playing the entire first half. And I think at this point, Landrum has subbed in at least 7 of the 9 players they suited up. Trying to work the inside now. So up for grabs and brought back in, if for a moment by Blair. Got fouled there. I think they're going to call that against Kara Knight. And now Camilla Blair looking to notch some much-needed points for the Lady Eagles. Missed a score. It's 27-12, excuse me. Gave some points to the wrong team. That was it. And now Varsity Upton entering the game in favor of McKenna Harris. And just like that, all the starters back in for the Lady Eagles now. Jamaica Evans and Mallory Hayes back in the game. And second shot, no good. Sends it up, no. And rebounded by Savannah Brown. She gets it to Knight. And just like that, they're back at square one. Oh man, at a breakdown in communication, Varsity Upton was all alone. I think we got a timeout called. Yep, taken by the Lady Eagles. Gonna try to regroup after a bust-in coverage. I mean, Upton was wide open. 1:57 to go in the second, back in a moment. And Blair trying to work the inside, gets it over to Evans, and it's taken away. Kara Knight ripped it right out of her hands, and now gets it over to Upton. A little too much heat on that pass, though, and Landrum's going to have to backtrack a little bit, working from the inside. Newton, I think she got fouled. So, yep, 2 shots coming up for Carter Newton. 1:37 to go in the second. And this one bounces off the rim. They're going to make some adjustments. Got a substitution for Chesnee. Tahira Barnes back in the game. And that shot, no good, so it stays at 29-12. Bree Smith making her way down the court, kind of backtracking now. Sends it to Blair. I think Blair wanted to go inside and still now looking for an avenue out. Smith back to Blair, and a nice fake out, but they're going to call her for traveling. Kara Knight checked this one in to Carter Newton. And, oh, risky pass. It's batted and taken away by the Lady Eagles. Knight got a little overzealous there. Clock continues to roll. Under a minute now. Closing in on the 52nd mark. And Chesnee driving inside now. And now Blair gets fouled. So not only... Yeah, they call that one against Varsity Upton. So not only is Camilla Blair headed to the line, but that makes Landrum's 7th foul of the half. 48.2 seconds on the clock, so I don't know that the bonus is going to make a huge impact here, especially because the shooting's still a huge issue for the Eagles. They've had a lot of difficulty getting accurate shots in. Able to sink that one. Makes it a 16-point game, so Landrum's still up by 6 scores. And Newton checks it in tonight. Knight's taking her time even more so than usual now. And now going to try to work the inside. Savannah Brown sends it up. No. And now Savannah Brown gets fouled. So both teams trading several fouls to close off this half. Sorry about that, had a wire fall out of the camera. Savannah Brown able to go 2 for 2 from the line though, 31-13. Still a 6-possession game, and Chesnee almost sent it out of bounds. 20 seconds on the clock. This one kind of testy. Oh, and taken away by Knight. And she finds Upton. Upton got it. Landrum goes up by 7 possessions. It's a 20-point lead. 5 seconds on the clock. Can Chesnee get some momentum? Oh! Well, that's quite a way to close out the half. Wow. Wasn't quite a half-court shot, but it was definitely from downtown. So maybe something to build on for the Lady Eagles headed into the locker room. Until then, though, Landrum putting on a defensive clinic in that first half. 33-16 the score after 2 periods. And we'll be back for the start of the third in about 10 minutes. But until then, the cheerleaders are going into the locker room too. That's interesting, because they were warming up and everything earlier. So I guess just stay tuned if they do decide to try a routine. Maybe they're saving it for after the game. All right, so just a minute left to go here in warm-ups. Landrum was first to make their way out onto the court by a couple of minutes. I assume that Chesnee spent most of their time game planning. And it's really tough to say where they need to improve because, I mean, the shots they were taking weren't necessarily bad. They weren't doing great in rebounds. They weren't doing terrible either. It was split 50-50 most of the way, time possession. Just about every stat you can think of was essentially the same for both teams except for shooting. Chesnee just could not get the ball inside the rim. Accuracy far and above the biggest concern for the Lady Eagles in that first half. And we'll see if that's something they were able to patch up in the locker room. If it wasn't, this Chesnee offense might be in for a long night. But until then, Landrum's going to start out the third period with the ball. Molly Ellinger checks it in to Kara Knight, and we are underway in period number 3. And Knight flips it over to Ellinger, turning on the Jets early, finds Knight, and now over to Hines. Mulaney Hines, the reigning Cardinal Athlete of the Week, gets it over to, that's Knight again, getting some defensive heat from Bishop. Now finds Hines, going for 3. Oh, and it's good! Mulaney Hines with a 3-pointer to start off the third period. 36-16, Landrum back on top by 20. And Bishop flips it over to Evans, getting it over to Camilla Blair. Now inside to Bree Smith. Oh, and an errant pass intended for Mallory Haynes. Or Mallory Haynes, excuse me. Instead picked off by Molly Ellinger. And now working the inside, Savannah Brown sinks the 2-pointer. 38-16. Landrum opening things off with a 5-0 run. 1 minute into the third period. Bishop flips it to Evans. Again, they have, if you weren't able to tune in for the first half, Chesnee has done a ton of this passing around in this game. And again, like, the shots they're taking aren't necessarily bad. They're just having bad luck, dare I say. Kara Knight, they're motioning Upton across, and now they get it to Ellinger, over to Hines. Tried to set her up on the edge. Instead, she drives inside, overshot, and brought in by Evans for the Lady Eagles. Clock continues to roll, closing in on 6 minutes, and Smith sends this one up, and Bree Smith has Chesnee's first points of the second half, putting it into Landrum's 5-0 run. And Knight flips it to Hines, going right for 3, and she's got another one! Mulaney Hines! Up by 23, I think, now. And Chesnee looking to cut into that lead, no, and brought in by Savannah Brown. She flips it all the way down the court, and Ellinger tries to send it up, no, and then taken right back in by Ellinger. Heads up play there, and she finds Hines. Hines drives inside, sends it up, and Landrum able to notch 2 more points on. 25-point lead for the Lady Cardinals. Bishop to Blair, trying to set up Evans, or Blair's at least thinking about going that way, now motioning her troops around, and lost her handle on it, if for a moment. I think, yeah, they're going to call out a foul against Kara Knight, and Chesnee is going to get it right back. Smith going to start over, gets it to Blair. Blair sends it over to Bishop. Inside now, sending it up and overshot Evans, but rebounded by Haynes. Or Hayes, excuse me. And Chesnee finally able to crack 20. So a 23-point lead again for the Lady Cardinals. Knight gets it to Hines, who sends it back. Oh, and a miscommunication. I think Ellinger thought Knight was going to go for that one, and instead it hops right out of bounds. Blair checks this one into Smith, back to Blair. Chesnee looking to capitalize on the mistake from Landrum, and Blair has that one swatted away, but it's brought back in, and then another swat, and Are they going to call that a jump ball or a foul? And this one goes against Bree Smith, so it's going to stay with the Lady Cardinals. Great defensive play there to get the ball back in. 4:23 to go in the third. And oh, what a move from Ellinger, sending it up, and that rolls in. Landrum back on top by 25. Can Chesnee cut back into this lead? In serious need of some points already, halfway through the third, and nice shot there from Hayes. Both teams trading blows now. Ellinger trying to work over to the far side of the court, and now sets up all alone, and just a little too high on that one. And it's brought back in by the Lady Eagles. Smith hightailing it down the court, navigating some traffic, trying to go coast to coast, sends it up. Oh, and after all that, it's brought in by the Lady Cardinals. Molly Ellinger working from just out of frame. There she is, gets it over to Knight. To Hines, back to Knight, they might have a shot. And no, check that, that's Ellinger, could not connect there. And brought back in by Hines, and then jump ball, since going to Chesnee. .306 to play in the third. And now Blair looking for an open teammate, gets it over to Bishop, and the risky pass over to Evans. It is able to be completed, and still working. Oh, and up for grabs and taken away by Molly Ellinger. Yet another turnover forced by this Cardinal defense, and unable to capitalize this time, though. Shot rebounded by Bishop. And now Bishop drives inside and flips it over to Evans to Smith. Back to Evans. And I think they're going to call that one against Upton, so we'll stay with Chesnee. Now another substitution. Heaven Kinnison entering the game, or yeah, she's in now, in relief of Evans. Oh, and a really far-reaching bat there from Veray Upton, climbed the ladder. It'll stay with Chesnee, but impressive acrobatics on that play. And Smith, another risky pass, and man, some possessions just aren't meant to be. Molly Ellinger with another takeaway. That's it over to Knight, finds Hines, and they tried to set up Ellinger. It worked, she's open. Oh, and a little too much heat on that one, brought in by Kinnison. Kinnison gets it to Bishop, who's got Ellinger to beat, and nice defense there by Ellinger. Didn't put any hands on her. Kinnison going to work from the inside. Nice delay on that shot. And Chesnee finally able to cut into the lead, if only a little bit. Back down to a 21-point game. As odd as it is to say, that's the lowest that deficit has been in a while. Closing in on 90 seconds to play in the third. Savannah Brown sends it over to Upton, and Upton sinks it. Right back to a 23-point lead. This Landrum offense on fire right now. 47 points through 3 periods and still going. 80 seconds to play in the third. Oh, and another takeaway. Ellinger airmails it to Hines. Oh, and Hines knocked it off of somebody's shin. Didn't see who. And I think they're going to call this one against the Lady Eagles. So with 71 seconds to play in the third, Landrum still has the ball. Hines is open for a second. Instead, they get it over to Knight on the far end of the court. And Knight taking a few steps back to survey the defense. Ellinger alone again. But that window closes quickly, sends it up, off the mark, and rebounded by Smith. Everybody making their way down the court now. Nice move by Smith, and still loose. Jump ball, this is going to Landrum. And Ellinger checks it in to Knight. So here we go again. Kara Knight taking her time. There she is. Back in frame, finds Ellinger, and Ellinger kind of a risky pass to Upton, but it sets Brown up on the inside, and Brown cannot connect. Rebounded by Kinnison for the Lady Eagles. And Smith under some duress gets it to Kinnison, and Kinnison off the mark. Brought in by who else but Molly Ellinger, the senior, having a phenomenal evening. Going for three. Oh, just off the mark. And now Smith hightailing it down the court. Almost had that one taken away. Nice defense by Knight, but Smith gets out of it and then right into the arms of Brown, only to have it. Smith got in her way, but it doesn't matter. It's the end of the third anyway. So after 3 periods, Landrum up 47-24, sticking it to their division rivals from a few miles out. Landrum up over Chesnee by 23 points when we come back. And in the meantime, even though the view count not as high as it has been for past Landrum games, again, this one, I think this game in particular actually got thrown together on pretty short notice. It was not even on the schedule, I think, a week ago. Landrum and Chesnee did a really good job on the logistical end, getting this one arranged. Short notice, again, not a huge crowd here for either side. And not a huge crowd on the stream either, but this is a monumental accomplishment for us because I am actually the only one in the booth today. We got a new piece of equipment. It is a remote for our tripod that lets us move the camera independently. So I am a one-man crew tonight. We've used 3-man crews, we've used 2-man crews, we've used a 4-man crew once, and we've got it all the way down to 1. So definitely an accomplishment on our end. Makes our lives a lot easier. Now we only got to free up 1 schedule instead of 2. Chesnee unable to score on the first possession of the 4th period. Kara Knight taking her time. Landrum has not done a lot of substituting so far in this half. I don't think they've made a single substitution, actually. It was a big part of their game plan early in this one. Oh, and a nice shot from Mulaney Hines. And Landrum has doubled Chesnee, up by 25. Chesnee has only scored 24. Blair sends it inside. Oh, man. And if shot inaccuracies were the main issue for Chesnee in that first half, it's been bad passes and turnovers in this one. Savannah Brown able to sink the rebound. Landrum hits 50. 51-24, and the Lady Cardinals, 4-man substitution on the way. Oh, went too far on that one. 4-man substitution on the way, but the Lady Cardinals gonna move to 6-11 after this one unless Chesnee does something absolutely incredible within the last 7 minutes here. But at 6-11, at least judging by the Cardinal Nation email that Mike Gentry sent out last night, Landrum, the varsity girls team, theoretically still in the playoff hunt. I'll have to look at that a little bit more. I imagine they've got to have a lot of things go their way with their record. But theoretically, may be able to make the postseason, and this win's certainly going to help them pull that off. And now 4-man substitution. Mulaney Hines, the only starter still in the game. Risky pass inside and brought in, but does not pay off. Rebound taken in by the Lady Eagles. Bishop making her way down the court. Try and get some names. I know Carter Newton, McKenna Harris, Anna Cooper, and the 5th player for Landrum is number 5. That is going to be Peyton Hawkins in for the Lady Cardinals. Again, only 9 players on either side for Landrum. Now, I don't know how much it affected their game plan because I don't know if she was a starter or not. But, I'm actually not sure if it's the same person. I'm 99.9% sure it is, but Jessa Beach, inactive for the Lady Eagles tonight. I imagine some kind of injury because she's in civilian clothes, not any kind of illness on her end, but unable to participate tonight. Again, I don't know if she was a starter or not, but if that is Jessica Beach from the Chesnee volleyball team, she caused some massive headaches in that volleyball matchup we did all the way back last year now. Chesnee won that one in a landslide. Of course, Chesnee actually able to take home the state championship in volleyball this year. Jessup Beach, a big part of that team, but inactive tonight. Got a few volleyball players on the Landrum varsity team as well. Mulaney Hines, the big name from that. And a nice shot there from Hines. Both seniors, Hines and Ellinger, making their impacts felt tonight. 53-25, actually, 53-25. And now just a Hail Mary three-pointer. This one no good, but brought in by Blair, finding Evans again. And now Evans looking for a way out, gets it to Smith. Smith navigating some traffic, sends it to Blair for three, and it goes in. 53-28. And Camilla Blair finally able to get some more points back on the board from Chesnee. But it does not look like they're going to have too many to close this one out. 5.5 minutes. Oh, and a takeaway! Maybe I spoke too soon, and camera couldn't keep up. Blair missed the shot, but she was fouled. So 2 attempts coming up for Camilla Blair. She has been on again, off again, shall we say, from the free throw line. Been fouled a handful of times so far in this game. Sitting right at, I think, 2 and 4. Make it 3 for 5. Chesnee's got the lead down to 24. And make it a 23-point game now. And Hines flips it over to Cooper, who gets it to Newton. Newton driving, and they're going to call that a charging foul against Chesnee, I think. Nope, this one going against the... No, I was about to say they pointed in Landrum's direction. Bree Smith thought he was going to check it in. Instead, it is going to be Carter Newton. So Landrum still has the ball, working from the inside, and this one up for grabs. Another shot blocked. 2 shots in a row get blocked. Hines trying to work from the outside, and again, some possessions just seem like they aren't meant to be. And now Blair, wide open, had some footsteps coming in from behind, but able to sink the layup nonetheless. So don't look now, but Chesnee on something of a hot streak here after the starters exit for Landrum. I don't know if there's enough time for them to make a full comeback, but it'll certainly be interesting to see what they're able to do in the last 4:41, especially given that I think Chesnee might have been the one to take... Nope, Landrum took that timeout, excuse me. 53-32, Landrum up by 21, but Chesnee slowly but surely starting to cut into that lead. So here we go. Landrum will start out with the ball. 4:41 on the clock. At this point, they just got to find a way to get out of here. The victory very much within their grasp. And Hawkins sends it over to Hines. Hines going to try to do it herself. Sends it up and got the layup. So the timeout serves the Cardinals well. 55-32, your new score. Landrum back on top by 23. Blair driving inside, tried to split some defenders, and I think she got fouled in the process. And they call Carter Newton for the infraction there. Blair headed to the line for at least the 4th time tonight. She and Bree Smith both have had a very busy night so far for the Lady Eagles. Not a ton to show for it, unfortunately. Able to notch free throw there. Second one, though, no good. Brought in by Hawkins. And Hawkins sends it over to Newton. Was hightailing it and did not slow down, and it pays off. Newton able to sink the layup there. 57-33. Landrum closing in on 60 with 4 minutes to play in the 4th. And Evans sends this one up. No. And I think it might have hit out of bounds as it came down. Yes, it did. Newton checks it into Hines, and Hines in no hurry here. Under 4 to play now. Oh, and a bad pass there from Hines. Taken away by Bishop, and Bishop tried to go coast for coast, instead gets fouled. So yet another shooting foul called against the Lady Cardinals. Landrum only has 5 fouls on this half, and even with 3:40 left, given the deficit, I don't know that the bonus is going to play much of a factor in this game. But even then, the considerable majority of the fouls that Landrum has had have been shooting fouls. Maybe something to keep an eye on as this season continues forward. Second shot, no good. Jump ball is going to go to Chesnee. So maybe a smart move there on their end. Not able to sink the 1-point shot, but they'll have a chance for a 2 or a 3 here. Definitely trying to line someone up outside. Had Bishop for a moment. Nice defense by Hawkins, though. And now they've got Bishop on the outside. Everybody spreading out. And Smith going to drive in, takes a step back, gets it to Evans to Blair. Blair fumbles with it, might have had a 3-point lane. Instead, it's taken away by the Lady Cardinals. Molly Ellinger back in the game in relief of Mulaney Hines. And Ellinger, I tell you, has had so many takeaways in this game. And now gets one taken away from her. Possibly, no, she still got it. And sends it over to, that's Anna Cooper. Can't sink it. Brought in by Smith. Smith hightailing it down the court, and now wants a way out. Nope. Carter Newton, falls over, and they're going to call out a foul against Camilla Blair. So Landrum will hang on to the ball. 2:55 on the clock in this one. This match actually looking a lot like the Super Bowl from last night. Landrum up big, just in need of a way to get out of this one. And Harris sends this one up, off the mark. Evans able to bring it in. Blair takes a step back, trying to set something up. Evans going for 3. Oh, just off the mark. A little to the left, it looked like. And Anna Cooper has that pass tipped, and it's going to go out of bounds. Chesnee will get it. 57-34 still the score. Offense for both sides has been hard to come by within the past few minutes. Both defenses playing quite well. And this one loose and taken away by Molly Ellinger. Her impressive night continues. Can't sink that shot, but still up for grabs. Now Ellinger tries it again. Nope. Oh, and a shooting foul called. Anna Cooper got hit in the back as she let go of that one. 2:03 on the clock. Landrum going to have a chance to get to 59 if Cooper can sink both of these. And that first shot goes off the front of the rim. And second shot rolls out as well, rebounded by Evans. And Chesnee moving quickly now. Blair going for 3, and it rolls out of the rim, brought back in by Molly Ellinger, of course. And Harris can't connect on that one. Rebounds her own shot and then sends it off her foot. Brought in by Ellinger. Ellinger sends it up. No, and it's knocked out of bounds. They're going to say it stays, or no, goes to the Lady Eagles. 100 seconds flat to go in this one. Chesnee looking for something to hang their hats on, going onto the bus, heading out of here. Landrum has dominated from the word go. Oh, and a nice shot there. That's something to build off of. Ellinger hightailing it down the court, gets it to Hawkins. Now to Carter Newton, and Newton can't connect, and nice display of acrobatics to stay in bounds. Flips it over to Ellinger, and they're going to call a foul against the Lady Cardinals on that one. So it'll go back to Chesnee. 1:05 to go. Blair flips it to Bishop, back to Blair, under a minute now. Another 3-pointer, this one off, no. Rebounded by Anna Cooper. Cooper finds Ellinger. And Ellinger going to take a step back. Is Landrum getting into four corners mode? I've seen the boys team for him run it. Nope, instead Ellinger going to drive inside. Gets it to Newton, who gets it to Cooper. Cooper takes a shot. Nope. And taken in by the Lady Eagles. Blair all alone again. Getting some defensive pressure from Hawkins. Or check that, that's Harris. But not enough to cause her to miss the shot. Harris checks it in to Ellinger, though. And Ellinger might actually still be looking for some points. Finds Anna Cooper. 23 seconds on the clock. Landrum still working. And Hawkins tries to send it up. Refs are going to let him play. And this might be the last possession of the game, unless Landrum can force another turnover. Evans sends it up, and with 8.6 seconds left in the game, she gets fouled by number 12. That's Anna Cooper. So Evans headed to the line for Chesnee, probably for the last time in this game. We'll see if she can get him up over 40. 2 shots coming up here. And first one is no good. And shot number 2 off the rim as well, rebounded by the Lady Eagles, but time is running out, under 5 seconds to play. Just gonna have to sling this one up there, and that is gonna be the end of the game. Landrum with a domineering win over the Lady Eagles of Chesnee, 57-39 the final score. Landrum wins it by 18. They'll move to 6 wins on the season. And again, I'll have to look into it a little bit myself, but from what I understand, Landrum theoretically still in the playoff hunt. I imagine they'll need a lot of help from other teams in the division, but not quite impossible yet. Now, just to remind you, again, turnout on this stream, not what we'd hoped it would be, but again, this game thrown together on very short notice. We have a game that has been scheduled all season, still ready to roll. St. Joseph's and Landrum coming to you tomorrow on this same channel, Landrum High School Athletics, at 6 p.m. tomorrow. I believe that's a JV matchup, boys and girls playing in that one. Let me double check, actually. It might actually just be the JV and varsity girls. Let's see here. Yep. So both girls teams playing against St. Joseph's tomorrow at Landrum, going to be on this channel. Stream's already set up. If you go under our channels, first thing that pops up. Make sure, in the meantime, make sure you subscribe to the Landrum High School Athletics channel. You'll get a little dropout box beside that. It'll have a little bell on it. Make sure you turn on all notifications. That way you'll be personally notified on your device of choice whenever we set up a stream and whenever we go live on one of those streams. Again, signing off for Spartanburg School District 1. Congratulations to the Lady Cardinals of Landrum. Nice win tonight. We will see you tomorrow for 2 more matchups. St. Joseph's coming to town on Tuesday. We'll see you then.